Hello, AfterBuzzers. You are watching the Jane the Virgin After Show on AfterBuzz TV. Tonight, we are recapping Chapter 63 and last week's 62. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
A little bit of Justin Bieber in Espanol.
That's my jam. That's my jam.
Ready, guys?
I got too excited.
Despacito. Yeah, what's good, everybody? You are watching.
Ay, esa es mi canción. Espérate.
The Virgin After Show on AfterBuzz TV. I am your host, Stephanie Giorgi. But before we get started, go ahead and find us on YouTube, subscribe to our page, find us on iTunes, SoundCloud, rate us, leave us comments, do what you do. You know how to. I had to rhyme for a second there. You can find me on Twitter at Stephanie Giorgi and on Instagram at the Stephanie Giorgi. And tonight we have a full panel.
Hey, come on now.
I love you, ladies.
Starting with the lovely, lovely lady to my left.
Hey everyone, I'm Nataly Tividian, and you can find me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and everything else at Nataly Tividian.
And what's up, everyone? It's Francesca and Lulu. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, XOXOCESCA, and Lulu is Lulu on the gram.
I'm so happy Lulu's here because I missed her the first time. What's going on, y'all? Tu sabes, la negra que tiene tumbao is here.
Ándale.
Franceli Chapman, you can hang out with me at All Things at Sally Hangout.
Suavecito.
This is my jam. This is my jam.
Right? Anyways, I hope all of you guys heard Justin Bieber's version. This song is a little bit old, and Justin Bieber, I imagine, he heard it and was like, you know what?
Let's
Let's put the beebs on it.
He sang along to it, and then he was like, I sound really good. Let me hit this dude up and see if I can do a remix.
It works. I like it.
And here we are now.
So, we'd like to first and foremost apologize for missing out on last week's
Yes.
episode.
Yeah, sorry,
I had
guys.
gotten my wisdom teeth pulled out, and I looked like a chipmunk. And then the girls we all
had something.
We all had
Everything
something.
was going crazy.
Not that that's an excuse, because you all come first. However, it was an emergency.
Yes.
So last week was kind of nuts.
Yeah, it was.
The lovely Franceli and Nataly are going to.
We got you covered.
We're gonna
Okay,
have to
don't
do
worry
a more
about
or
it.
less quick recap, just because there's a lot that we want to talk about in regards to chapter 63.
Tonight's episode was epic.
Right, but last week.
Last week.
Jane just wants to hit it and quit it.
Yeah.
It's been 3 years. She's
Hello.
getting back into the dating
She
game, and
needs
she
her-
realizes,
She
I've
wants
only
the-
been with one man.
She wants to pop the cherry. But she's
Yeah.
the columnist,
Relax.
and the timing couldn't have been better because it was like the whole theme of Sex in the City, which I
love
loved.
that.
And
hello.
her column was all about dating a widow at 28. Like, what does it mean?
Because everybody could relate.
Like, hello, I'm
Totally
a widow.
normal. Totally
I'm a widow
normal.
right now, and I gotta figure out how to pop my cherry. Hello.
Dating as a widow at 28.
I can't get over how cute Lulu looks right now.
Sorry, guys. Don't
But you know what?
So
She's reminding
distracting.
me. She's reminding me right now of like when Rogelio was Charlotte and had the dog at the table, which was epic.
For viewers who are listening,
Yes.
Lulu is a dog.
Yes, that's sitting here at the
sitting
studio.
here with us.
Yeah, in fact, I have to Instagram while we're live
And
because
we can't handle it.
Lulu, you just chilling over there,
She's
huh?
Just a lot
chilling.
of cuteness.
Chilling like a villain.
Oh, and
So
can we get
Fabian
the
is reading a whole lot, and
Yeah, he wants to
Jane
read
is
books.
just confused about why does this man just want to talk about
like-
books. I think that's the funniest thing ever, where she's like,
Because you would
do
think
you
you
only
want it.
like me because of my intelligence? Are you attracted to me at
Right,
all? I
the
thought that
reverse.
was hilarious.
That was
But
hilarious.
I thought it was funny that he said, I like all the books with numbers in it. Is it like a genre?
Gone.
Oh my God, you sound just
like
him.
That was awesome.
Jinx, you owe me a cup. Can someone bring one in for us? 'Cause I know
yeah.
there's some in the fridge.
Oh my God, can we get the live chat up? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that. But then Fabian was like, no, that's just how I'm distracting myself because I don't want to have sex until I'm married.
He's like,
and
move
it's
all
been-
these
And
books.
what was it? He says it's only been like,
Like a
3
month.
weeks since
It's
he
been
made
like a
that
month.
decision.
It's been like a month.
Yeah,
So
he's like, I
ridiculous.
don't wanna have sex until I'm married or until I know that it's serious. And then she goes, like, how long have you been waiting? And he's like, oh, it's been 3 weeks.
Come
Fabian. Life
For
must
guys,
be
it's
so
like
hard.
for guys, it's like an eternity. Like 3
Right?
weeks seems
One
to be.
day?
Oh my god. Oh man. So Mateo actually gets her out of her fling because he's having nightmares. And when Jane runs home, when she's like, "Okay, this is a sign. I'm not supposed to have this fling," because she's been going back and forth.
I love
Mateo's
Mateo.
like, "Oh, Mom, what does artificial mean?" Because people at school said I'm artificial, and I was like, how do you explain to a child that you've been artificially
She
inseminated?
reacted so well today. I would have been like, "Who was it?
Yeah.
Whose mother was it?"
I would've
I'm gonna
beat
find her
some
right
tail.
now.
Yeah.
But like, how just messed up is that? Like a grown adult saying these things to kids.
another
Yeah,
kid.
but here's the thing, though. I doubt. I mean, I'm sure for the show, it'll be that way. But in real life, this would happen. But in real life, I feel like it would be the parent just discussing it to someone else. And then being like, "Oh, but sweetheart, it's nothing bad, blah, blah." But kids will be kids, and they'll go to work, school, and be like,
Repeat every.
"Guess what I found out?"
Right, exactly.
Right? And it's ridiculous because sometimes there's no explanation. Like, that's why I mean, bullying is bad, but sometimes I feel bad for that entire concept because, I think there's a bit of a misconception where bullies are always have like a horrible background, where sometimes bullies, they just don't like that
know.
kid. They just don't know. They're
Yeah.
just, you know what I'm saying? I think the worst is that they just don't get disciplined.
Yeah.
Not even like they come from a bad background. They're just like, they're comfortable with what they're doing.
I don't think he was hurt. I think Mateo was just like why am I different?
Curious because he heard it and artificial, and it was
Yeah,
not
what
like
makes
everyone
me
else is
different
coming
from other kids. Well,
They all
his
came
mother
from
was artificially
storks, so
inseminated
then why
when
was
she
I
was
artificial?
a virgin? So wrap your mind around that.
Right.
But I love the moment that Jane and Raphael have together when they're explaining to Mateo how he
on the
was
bed. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're explaining to him how he came into the world, and they were like, lots of times mommies and daddies, they fall in love and then they have a baby, but with you came first, and then we become family. And
So cute.
It's a different. It's just a little different story, and he got it, and he felt special, and it was adorable.
He is so stinking cute.
He's the
such an
cutest.
extra sweet
adore
face.
Mateo.
I do.
adore
I just wanna
him.
take
like,
him home.
I want one like that.
Also, last week we found out that
Just
JP
Mateo.
equals Jerky Pants, and Jerky Pants was Chuck. And Raphael decides to call Petra because he's concerned, because he's like, man,
Chuck. When she says he, she means Chuck.
yes. Concerned about the fact that Petra's with him, and oh my God, he could be this killer. But he also admits his feelings for Petra during this phone call and this voicemail, and tells her you shouldn't be with Chuck. So that was like a big deal. And I was just like, well, how is Petra going to respond to this? Who's she going to pick? Who she's going to pick? Did you think that she was going to pick Chuck?
No, I don't know. I like Chuck. I
I
like Chuck
love
for Petra.
Chuck.
I think they worked very well together.
I think I always knew that it was going to end up the way it did. And we'll talk about it for the next episode. But
Like a love triangle kind of thing.
no, I think Chuck is just the fluff. I think that although she has real feelings for Chuck, I think that the way this episode's going, it's always gonna be Raphael and Petra. Although that's not what I want. But that's just the way I think it was gonna go. That's her baby daddy. That's who she's always wanted. Chuck is just
Lulu's like,
who
can we
she's
go to
moved on
chapter
with.
63, please?
Go,
She's
take it
looking
away.
at me and she's like, I'm like, Lulu, come
Take
on.
it away. Move on to 63.
But no,
Well,
remember.
no, there's I feel like we were discussing, like you were giving us the recap, and there were some pretty good points going on.
Jane with no panties on.
Oh yeah, okay, let's talk about Jane with no panties on.
Yeah. She put on a red dress and shows up at her fling's house with no panties on and thinks she's gonna get some, and then his grandmother opens the door.
So
I
lives at home with
love
his grandma?
that.
No, he calls his grandmother to say, "Oh my God, you gotta come meet my girlfriend," and they're not even really together.
He wants to impress grandma.
He's just doing the most.
And then Jane kind of
He's
gets
desperate.
Yeah,
upset
he's
because
excited.
she's like, "What's going
Like,
on
what are
here?
you
Is
doing?"
this the only reason you have me around? Because
Right.
you want to introduce me to your family?" And I thought it was hilarious when they were like, "Oh, we got to worry about mama's boys now. There are grandma's boys." So
Ugh.
that was really, really, really funny. And Jane, Zomara said that Jane was the type of person who would marry on a first date. Hello, pumpkin.
He's just taking over the show.
Yes.
I can't.
This is the Lulu show.
Lulu's like, let me just get on the table right quick.
Oh my god.
So I'm gonna continue with this train
Please,
of
go
thought.
ahead.
Yes, please.
Look at her pet. Go ahead, girl. Talk to me.
I'm just gonna sit here and pet Lulu and continue talking about what I was just talking about. When the episode opens up, Jane is walking with her mom, and her mom was like, "What? You used to be someone who married on a first date. You know?" She's like, "Oh, soulmate. Like on a first date, she'd fall in love." And now she's like, "I'm not attached. I just want to fling," which I kind of find really weird.
For Jane to want that?
Yeah.
I believe it because it's one of those things where when you had something serious before, one, it's proving it to everyone. Two,
Oh my god. This is so ridiculous.
Lulu just wants to give me kisses.
Just ignore her. Just talk.
She's everything right now.
Come here.
So, I forgot. And
When you had something serious
I did.
before,
I did. Te lo juro que se me olvidó.
so then tú no quieres algo serio después, tú nomás quieres singar con todo el mundo.
Sí. Por favor,
I love
ayuda.
So what Stephanie was trying to say is that when you've had something so serious and so committed,
Thank you.
that after that you just wanna have sex with everybody.
Well, no, it's not sex with everybody, but it's.
I know, I'm joking.
It's more like you saying it to yourself that no, I was serious about what I had before.
Yeah.
This is nothing to me. It's not going to be anything to me. It can't be anything to me because even though it took me 3 years to get over it, at the same time, it's like still me trying to get over it.
Yeah.
Lulu, just lay down,
But
girl.
then there is something special about Fabian because that is the first person. She's only had sex with her husband.
Right.
I think something special because he allowed her to put her guard down.
Yeah.
And introduce
He's
her
not
to
some
the feeling
sleazy
again.
guy.
Right.
And the fact that he likes her for her, and yes, this is turning into some fling, but
was
she's
the most different she's
lucky.
Okay, but the fact that Rafael was the first person she called.
Real quick, we're gonna go ahead and transition into 63. So let's go ahead and talk about this today too.
No. I'm saying in 62, after she had sex with Fabian, her first phone call wasn't Zoe. It was Raph.
Mm-hmm.
She called him first to be like, "Oh my God, is this weird? But I just had my first fling." And he's like, "No, it's cool." And I'm just like, they're best friends.
They
Like,
are best friends. They are biffles, and that just makes a good relationship. Like, I mean, we talk for chapter 63. Obviously, we see things happen with Petra, but Jane, like, they're always gonna be.
But don't you want to
thing.
marry your best friend? Like, doesn't that
Exactly.
make more sense?
She married her best friend already, but the thing is that in addition to them being best friends, they've been through things already. They've shared feelings already. They know each other in regards to love and hate. So it's easy to talk to someone because it's like calling your friend like, no, but when I hate someone, you know how I hate them. When I like someone, you know how I like them. When I
Right.
say I just want to fling, I just want to fling. That person just gets it.
Yeah.
You know? So, I don't know, that's crazy. But like I said, transitioning into chapter 63, we continue to see this whole thing going on between Jane and Fabian. And Fabian is in this honeymoon stage of having, you know...
What is that? Can you translate for me? I didn't understand this.
For any
don't get it.
I know, for all the Latinos out there, you probably understood it, but that's like, you know, when you get it in. After they got it, after they smashed, for lack of better words, he was still in it, and she was like, oh, put it this way, Jane now understands why people have casual sex.
Yeah.
Because
that's
sometimes you do it and it's like, it fulfills you wanting to be touched, you needing to release things that you need to release, and then you're like, well, once I've released it, I'm no longer in need of your services. Thank you.
She's
Thank
like,
you kindly, sir.
I'm gonna leave, and he's like
I bid you
smothering
adieu.
her.
Right.
5 more minutes, please.
Yeah, you said
Fabian's
that
like,
5
but
minutes ago, and it's
I
just
want
like,
you here.
oh my God,
Okay,
get
2
mad,
more
you
minutes.
thirsty.
2 more minutes.
Well, it's
Sorry,
like
Lulu.
it's like I mean, he obviously really wanted a relationship.
Yeah, because he's like,
Well, if
2
you're
more
bringing
minutes?
grandmother over,
He's like, I don't know. I feel
He's
like
still
that's.
clingy.
I feel like that's just how Latino men are. Like,
Whoa.
oh, they want generalization.
No,
There's
that's because it's for you.
generalization.
You're from the East Coast. The East Coast Latinos are on some Y los dominicanos son unos tigres.
Yeah, eso
And
son...
that's different. That's different.
Mira, un hombre dominicano no se puede confiar. Okay.
Of course, everything is like, everything is not everyone, no matter where you are. But like when I was in like say Cuba or Puerto Rico or anywhere else, like
Tradicional.
the guys are like they want to give you that same like girlfriend affection. But then they also just want the fling, but it's also with the girlfriend. But then,
Well,
you know
put
what
it
I
this
mean?
way.
It's like,
Everyone
I'm
loves...
so
put it
confused
this
right
way.
now. I have no idea what's happening.
Okay, this way. Everyone loves to say it's 2017. Women can do what they want. We should be able to sleep with someone and it should be okay and casual and acceptable, right? However, they're also... Let's go back to the saying, you know, what good is the milk if you can get the cow for free? Or what? Is that how it goes?
Something like that.
What
Why
good-
buy the cow when you getting the milk for free?
Yes. For the record, my dad's response to that the other day, I was like,
like, it's,
oh no, I said, oh no, I lied. I told him real quick. Side note, I said, all right, Dad, there's no use crying over spilt milk. He's like, until you have to buy the milk again. And I'm like, touche, sir, touche. But anyways, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free?
well,
Right.
because then you don't
So-
have to keep buying the damn milk.
You don't have to keep buying the damn
I'm just
milk.
kidding.
That's right. But my point is that I think being a Latino or not even Latino, coming from a traditional and or conservative household, you are brought up a certain way. When you become an adult, subconsciously, you take things from your upbringing, right?
Right.
When you are with a woman who is conservative, who does hold back, who doesn't give you something right away, one, we all love the chase. We all respect the chase. Two, it's showing him a reflection of what his culture is. Probably Jane reminds him of his grandmother, his mother, the important women in his life. And then when you finally get it, you're like, you know what? This woman deserves my respect. This woman is potential to be the mother of my children. This woman is everything in my life.
So he likes the idea of her.
He likes the idea of her, but you
Yeah.
can't fault him for it because guess what? The idea of Jane is perfect.
Yeah.
The idea of anyone's always
Y'all
perfect.
feel me out
Hey.
there?
Wait, can we
Hey.
get the live chat up pretty please?
You know, okay, but I want to play devil's advocate here, okay? So, do you really think falling in love with an idea is
No,
okay?
no one said that.
No,
But-
I know
Oh,
that.
that's
But
the
you
worst
said-
thing in the
no, but
world.
you said the idea of her is perfect. But
But I'm saying that's why he fell for it. So it's not just that he fell for an idea of anything because it could have just been his own irrational idea of what he may want. It's the idea of Jane, this character that's part of this show that we
Right.
have all come to know.
Right. that might not be really her once he gets to know her.
Of course not. Absolutely not.
Okay.
But my point is that that is an ideal situation.
Yeah, I agree for sure.
Yeah.
I felt like the whole theme on chapter 63, Jane the maid of honor, I felt like it was all about fairy tale. You know, there was the fairy tale wedding. It starts off with her reading to Matteo the story of Cinderella. There was a moment where she sees herself as the stepdaughter? Or
Cinderella. She's Cinderella.
She's Cinderella. Yeah, she sees herself as Cinderella.
Before the magical fairy tale.
It starts, it starts with the fairy tale. It wrapped with the fairy tale. But when she was reading to Matteo, she was talking about how she doesn't really believe in fairy tale anymore. And that was sad. I thought that was so sad for me because she did have her fairy tale.
Yeah.
And she
did.
got married and Michael died.
Oh God.
It happened.
It
and
happened.
And she doesn't know if she can have another fairy tale again.
Right. You look like you're gonna cry.
No. Me, never. I don't cry.
But it's true, like when you're like younger and innocent, that doesn't necessarily come with age. Like innocence can go on for a long time. You always kind of have that like fairy tale idea, and then once you go through certain circumstances and grow, you're gonna realize like
You kind of get jaded.
of
course.
Become a 28-year-old widow.
You know, you start looking at life from a different perspective.
Exactly. So it's like it still can always be a fairy tale, but then you have to realize
You become more
why,
realistic.
Yeah, why things happen. Because I honestly I hate when people say like, oh, I'm a realist.
Ugh.
It's just like you have to be open with that. There's the ebb and flow. There's the yin and yang. There's the good. There's the bad. But it can still be a fairy tale. You know.
Of course. Well, I mean, because I always like to say that.
I loved it.
No, yeah.
At the end, I was like, wait, am I talking?
I was totally having a moment
You should
there.
have looked at the way she was looking at you. She was entranced. She was like, eyes wide open.
Yes, yes.
I'm like,
Oh my
really?
God.
Tell
Keep
me
going.
more.
Tony Robbins, tell me more.
I'm about to lay down on that couch and listen to some more of your
I charge
philosophy.
by the hour, okay?
I can't. This is too much for my life.
But you know, like
You can have the fairy tale, but it comes with yin and yang. That's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard in my life.
someone in the live chat right now, Jazz41173, says she updated it for the times. Marriage takes work. It doesn't stop at they lived happily ever after. That's exactly like kind of what I was going through.
Correct.
It's always a work. It's always something. But if it's something that you love, and this comes with relationship, with your career, with family, with friends, you know,
Nothing is
if
perfect.
it's something that it's your dream, it's your fairy tale, then you're just gonna keep working at it, and you're gonna take whatever. And
Live your fairy tale.
thanks.
Yeah.
And even Zoe was, finding this out. Originally, last episode, she was saying, like, I don't want this big wedding, like, whatever. And then she's like, no, I want a fairy tale. And she wants it all to be perfect. And then you realize you're going to have your, like, miniature white horses sometimes.
Right.
But it's still going to be
exactly.
okay.
Yeah.
You see, but what I think that what works for Zoe is that she, like, okay, the issue with all of us wanting the fairy tale or wanting a specific thing is because we are taking things from our past that we want to see again, right? So Jane is going to be more or less unhappy for a little bit until she finds something like Michael, which that's not the case. Even though something may seem nice, it's like that's what you're looking for, more of that comfort, and that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be present in the moment, right?
Right.
That's not, it's like having to relearn yourself, relearn what are the other things that can I like about this person. And then what's lucky about Xiomara is that she more or less can go back to what she was used to, because what she was used to was Rogelio. Only they had all that time in between, and then they can go
Xiomara
back.
has something
so
better.
they have something better because they're allowed to chase what they had before, only because they both want it so bad.
Jane doesn't know if she can find better or another fit. It's
Well,
not going to be
because-
better. It
because
cannot.
unless she's with Raph, everything is is going to be new. She's going to have to relearn it. She's going to be taught, if you will.
I like what you said about be present.
You have to be present.
about
Dude,
to
I
lay
feel
down
like we
on
need
the
to have
couch.
our own, like, talk show, okay? Just tell us your issues
Join
and we
us
don't
for the
talk about it.
Join us for the late night.
I'm just going to sit here and
On
ask
Jane
you
the
guys a
Virgin.
whole bunch of questions.
Podcast.
Right. It's true.
Oh, I love the not so sincere wedding invite where Jane was like, "Of course, I want you to come to the wedding."
The Pinocchio nose
bring the-
was
Bring
everything.
the horses. I would love to have you at
speaking
the
of Pinocchio,
wedding.
which was so weird, it was part of this episode.
It was part of the fairy tale.
For the last 3 days since I've parted my hair, honestly, they'll look at me. I'm a real boy.
It's so dumb. Shut
I'm
up.
a real boy.
No, you look super cute.
With my real boy hair.
No, it's beautiful.
So ridiculous.
I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying I'm a real boy. Yeah, so that's kind of crazy. But so then Jane and Fabian, I know I was just trying to change the subject from I'm a real boy. Okay. Last one.
I love when Jane says she doesn't want to break up. What girl hasn't thought of this? She doesn't want to break up with him. She's hoping he gets the hints and fades away.
Oh my God, yes.
What? What male? Girl or guy watching,
no.
right?
I feel like guys do that more than girls do.
They do.
Because
Yes.
girls are way more like honest and like, I just gotta.
Yeah.
But men are just like, I'm just gonna stop.
Like, I'm not
texting
trying to hurt her.
I'm
I
just
don't wanna
gonna
see her
ignore
cry.
Like, I'm not, like.
But that's even worse.
it's so much
That's
worse.
even worse.
I
Just
have
rip the
literally-
Band-Aid
I
off.
hate-
Yes,
I
I've
hate it when men
literally
do
in a
that.
relationship have said before. I'm like, first of all, nobody's gonna make it easy for you. So if you want this to be over, you're gonna have to verbalize that to me.
Yes.
Communicate that to
Darn
me.
right.
100%.
Second of all, if I cry, I mean, no offense to females, but I'm a girl. I'm gonna cry.
Yes.
I'll get over it. But
And
let
you'll
me
get
cry.
over it in like
Yeah.
48 to 72 hours.
I
That's all
hate
it
it.
takes.
Yes. Like, don't let that. Don't
It
let
takes
that
me
stop
72
you.
hours, by the way, exactly.
Yeah,
and I'm over it.
But I think about this with Raph and Petra, right? Because it's like women, we cry in the moment, and we cry and we get it out right then and there. And it's like Petra said, it took so long to like
For her
be
to
done
get-
and be closed, and now he wants to bring it back, like that's selfish. But men, it's like, automatically they don't think about it. They're good. They go do their thing. He got with
that
Abby.
shit off.
Blah 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 blah. But
yeah,
then
Abby.
as time goes
Remember
on,
her.
and it really sits, that's when a man starts thinking, well, man, I kind of miss her. But by the time he starts missing you and wanting you back, you already did all the work to get over him.
Yeah.
Because we deal with our emotions right away. Men don't deal with their emotions right away, which is why it took Raph all this time to
This has been a great session, ladies.
I'm like, I want to strangle Raph. Like, I feel the same way Petra feels. Like, you're selfish, bro.
It
Like,
is. That's what I was gonna
you
say.
should have came
Selfish.
to this conclusion a long time ago, my ninja. Like, I'm
He
mad.
is being selfish.
Oh,
I
I'm
agree
so
with
mad.
you on that
So
one.
mad. So
Yeah,
mad.
he's
So
being
mad.
selfish.
What
and
is he
then-
thinking?
You know what? Because he wants to have his cake and eat it too. He
They are
is,
right.
He's, damn, you know what? That came from something else, though, not about the show.
Stay tuned afterwards.
Franceli was like, yeah. Like, that built up right now. I was like, wait, are you talking about Raph right now? Or who you
Or who?
talking about?
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Oiga, Francesca.
Let's go back to Petra
Okiem.
though. The reason why she doesn't, she's not thinking about love. She's thinking with her head here. I actually cannot tell what Petra at the moment was thinking of. She was being a mom. She was saying that there are kids in the mix,
Yeah.
and there are two very happy families. He is the father of Jane's baby. This is like a therapy session.
Jane, Laura,
This is totally a
Laura, have a seat.
First of all, the Jane after show
Come
turns
join us.
into Iana Fix My Life. I can't. I can't.
That's a compliment.
Jazz
Thank you.
41173. Shout outs to you. Come fix my life. How about that?
I love it.
But here, this is the good thing about the show, and the good thing about the after show. Tell your friends.
You're right. Telenovela style.
Is that we break it down because everything is a derivative of everything, right?
Right, exactly.
I'm all.
All
That meme where
all
she's like
right.
calculating things.
The homage and the dialogue of shows all echo the truth at some point.
As dramatic and as crazy as Jane the Virgin is,
You don't
who
just think
cannot
of that.
relate to
You don't just
specific
think-
things
yeah.
on the
for
show,
sure.
specific
Of course.
relationships, specific bonds.
But because it comes, put it this way, it's like, let's say this story really happened, it's our version of telling it.
Laura
Yeah.
said,
Meaning it'd be down, but let me tell you the story, and this is what the way that it would sound in the eyes of someone else.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what we're imagining is this novela.
yeah,
But yeah.
yeah,
So,
Petra's reasoning with the two happy kids and the three kids, and, you know.
She was right. And then I just feel bad that Jane was drunk, that then, and Petra was waiting to hear Jane agree with her, meaning when you all saw her face was a little bit
Tell me
upset
I'm crazy.
when Jane agreed with her, right? So the second time around,
Wait, whose face was upset?
Petra was. And she went to Jane's
well,
house.
she was like, yeah.
She's like, this,
I
this,
agree.
and this.
You're right.
Can we
Yeah.
sidebar really fast about how she said that Jane's her only real friend?
Yeah.
Like, look how far
I've
we've come,
been
guys.
on that.
Look how far we've come.
We've come a
I
long
knew
way,
it.
ladies
That
and
gave me
gentlemen.
goosebumps.
I always knew that because it's someone consistent, and I've always used to say one of the closest feelings to love is hate.
Right, we were
Yeah,
talking about
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And
There's
you
a
know,
thin line.
to
I don't
hate
like that.
somebody,
That
you
scares
got,
me.
It is, but to hate someone, you have to really know someone. You know, like you can't, you don't just hate something you don't really like. Kind of, at least to the extent that she has. Plus their family, and Jane has proven time and time again, I'm gonna stick around.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm not gonna give up on my family. You know, your daughters are my son's sisters.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
is like done. It's a wrap. Family's family. Blood is thicker than water, and your blood doesn't have to be red. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be the same type as mine.
When Raph said, "You're family,"
I love you so
I almost
much.
died. I almost died.
gave
But
me
he
goosebumps,
meant it too, and he could say it, and he
did.
was comfortable. He's like, when I think of family, I think of you.
Yeah.
Right.
But did
so
he
this is
mean
my-
like I love you, like you're the mother of my child, or did he
I
mean
think it-
like I
No,
love you?
No,
I don't think
when he
he's
said
in
it, he
love
meant, I
because
love
he
you, like,
showed
you're
up
in my
at
life
Petra's
forever.
door.
Yeah.
He showed up at Petra's door.
Yeah, so
Here's the thing that's upsetting me. Petra right now, which I looked at Francesca saying, I'm like, oh, she's gonna get over it in a little bit, I think.
Oh, you mean with Petra and Raph? And I think someone earlier in the chat actually said the
Rebound.
same thing too. that-
Something about the rebound.
They're just not
Whoever
gonna-
was writing about the rebound earlier, where Raph and Jane can get back together, retype it, send it. Thank you.
Yeah, because
oh, right here. That is Raph and Petra will try and work out first. Then Raph will have to rebound. Then Jane and Raph can get together.
Right. But I also just think that it's because
That just creates a very uncomfortable love
Petra's
triangle.
feelings came up because she was scared, and that would happen. You know, when you almost lose something, like you're a bit irrational. It's not. exactly what happens. Like, actually, you know what? Perfect example for me would be, hate to bring up a different show, but in Mad Men, when Roger Sterling has a heart attack in the beginning of the first 2 seasons, his wife, whom he continues to cheat on throughout the show, comes into the hospital and he's crying. He's like, I love you so much. And you never see him this vulnerable, this wonderful, and so expressive, except for that moment. But only for him to heal, for things to get better, and for him to leave his wife for a woman that's a lot younger, and for him to be like, F Mona, this and that, being annoyed about this woman that at one point he said, I love you so much. And he does, because it's the mother of his child, but it's not who he wanted to be. So I think circumstances are going to change. I think that Petra is going to think like, you know what, I remember loving you, Raph. I remember getting over you, and it was so hard, but I remember meeting Chuck. And I remember how I felt again. And I remember feeling more at place. You know?
So you
like,
think Chuck's gonna come back?
Yeah, but because I think with Chuck, it's only Petra. With Raph, it was Petra and Jane.
Yeah.
The reasoning...
And not just that, wait. Bring it back a second, as if Petra's been innocent this whole
She
time.
cheated on him with his best friend.
Yeah, and then she
was bad to him.
That's
the
my
entire
point. She got
relationship.
over him eventually. You know? That's why I feel like with Jane and Raph, they would only be... They can honestly say, because Michael's gone now, God rest his soul.
He's gone.
His character. Jane could they could to each other really say, it's only been them.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Because Raph never felt the way he felt until he loved Jane. You know? Raph only loves
You're
his
so
children.
sure about Ralph's love for Jane. Huh?
I am.
You are
You
so
know,
sure about this.
but this is the thing. Remember when they were like, oh, according to this, Petra was like, according to this magazine, we're doomed. What do y'all bring out of each other, or we bring the worst out of each other? Jane brings the best out of Raph.
Exactly. That's just...
But Jane brings the best out of everybody.
This is true.
This is true, but also Raph really
Brings
does bring a lot of good
the best out of
to
Jane.
Yeah.
100%
Darn
the best out of
Michael
Jane.
did for
Darn
sure,
right.
absolutely.
But
But,
the thing-
Raph
but
still
because-
does, and when he doesn't need to, he's still doing
Yes,
it.
but because Raph is going to be devil's advocate, but also say, look, I'm going to show you the other side. However, I'm in support of you. I believe you. I trust you. I love you.
I don't see these brunches going on any longer.
I think they'll always go
man.
on.
With Petra?
Well, if the story's
It'll be
ever
hurtful.
going to turn into Raph and Jane getting together, I feel
No,
like
they
this
will,
is
because Petra will
but
be
this
happy.
is-
She'll accept it.
You think so?
a very
Yes.
uncomfortable triangle
But Petra,
now.
but
It's
here's the
always
thing though. I've grown to love Petra, and the reason why I love Petra is because Petra can handle her own.
She's so badass. She's
to the point where,
amazing.
as much as Jane is strong, Jane can't. Jane needs Raph. Petra doesn't need nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, she comes from, no offense to Eastern Europe, but Eastern Europe is quite cold. They're cold people. It's a different culture, and she's raised like that. Look at her mother, and that's why she still has love for her mother and her sister who paralyzed her. It's one of those things. So Petra's always going to be okay, but that's why I like Chuck, because Chuck shows her like the roughness, the realness of things.
Yeah.
However, he has that southern charm that's like, you know what? I know how to put a woman like that in her place respectfully and keep her there. He's got her
And
in
she
check.
likes that. I think
she
Petra
does.
has
Of
a
course she likes
soft
that.
She
spot in her
needs
heart,
somebody
though.
who's gonna sit her tail down.
Yeah.
I hate that Jane felt left out in that moment, though. That was really sad when she saw herself as Cinderella and she pictured Raph and Petra together with
The
fairy
fairy
girls.
tales.
Good.
Well,
Yeah.
think about it. When he chooses to run, he ran to them first.
I know, that was
And I
hurtful
get it.
for Jane.
Like,
I mean, he has 2 kids from 2 different.
yeah, but he had
you
Mateo
gotta
first.
run like this and like
He
scoop
can't.
them
You can't
together.
kiss all 3 kids at the same time.
You can. And guess what? Girls are girls. Hell yeah, daddy's gonna come to me first.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say my brother's name. Corey, you can wait. Relax. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things. Like,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah.
And that's fine that you guys mentioned that, because I thought the same thing. And I was like, oh, but the princesses. I'm like, it doesn't matter because Jane had the king.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's his legacy.
I mean, that's how it goes, you know.
that's how it goes.
Sons are close to their moms, and the girls are close to their daddies.
But sons are everything to their dad. But yeah, the girls are just close to their daddies. But it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It's like, that is the reign that he is.
Yeah.
Mateo is king of that family.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been binge watching Game of Thrones, so I'm just picturing them all right
Woo,
now.
girl!
Oh, somebody's a big fan. man.
Oh my god.
My boyfriend,
Ooh, Jon Snow.
Rob Stark?
my
No,
ex,
that's Rob Stark.
my former boyfriend, because I
Yeah.
won't tell you, but
Oh, that is Jon Snow on the left.
Yes,
I love
Jon
Kit
Snow.
Harington. Oh my god.
Kit Harington is everything.
Why he gotta
man.
marry her? Oh, what about me, Kit? What about me?
He married in real life.
The girl
In real life.
Which girl?
All right, guys.
I'm so
Where
lost
can we
right
find you
now.
on social media?
Wait.
I'm just kidding.
When it comes
Wait.
to love,
I'm over it. I was kidding. I just got pissed off
Wait,
because
I
of that.
feel like we still there's. Oh,
What did he say?
I started the music.
No, because I'm pissed. I'm like, I want to wrap up now.
I mean, I don't know.
Executive.
Okay.
I'm all okay. So, but why would Jon Snow? Let's all go
let's
recapping
go.
Game of Thrones. Yeah. At the same time, I'm just gonna read it to read it. At the same time with Jane, but yes, she was incredible. Oh, it's a going off on something else. There was nothing to give up, and the same time with Jane, but she was incredible in making it easier for them. I think Petra will move herself, but you all forget that Adam will be back, Jane's first love.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, what
I
happened
like.
to him?
Well, I like this too. If you think about it, Jane did the same thing to Raph, what Raph did to her in season 1, because she gave up on them because she thought she deserved something else. She chose Michael, so he's choosing Petra now. I mean, that.
Here's the thing. At the end of the day, everyone has to remember the scene in the hallway when Jane is freaking
Or how about
heartbroken.
tonight when she thought the knock on the door was rough?
That same
thing.
Man,
When Jane-
that was. I literally
We
got
heard
up
the
off
knock
my
on the
seat.
door.
Like when the knock happened, I couldn't contain myself. Like I
I
couldn't
almost bruised
sit.
this girl.
I was like the suspense, my heart, and when she opened the door and it was her parents, like I was happy, but I was sad.
Asking
like, I
her
was
to
just like,
officiate their wedding.
yeah, but I was
Because,
just
you know,
like,
Ricky Martin's like,
Yeah.
not, you
but
know.
I was like,
She's
but it
closer to
wasn't
God.
Raph. Like I wanted it to be Raph so bad.
Yeah, don't get mad at me. And for everyone, and again, our opinions. We ain't the writers. Relax, everybody. But I'm sorry to say this, however, the only time, 2 times in the show, Jane cried as hard as she did. When Michael died, and when Raph told her that he didn't love her, she cried that hard in the hallway that first time, like hard, like to the point where, and for everyone who's on the other team, shut up, because when you all saw that, we all thought the same thing. Like, you want to cry because if you've been in love before and you've been hurt that way, it's that bad, you know?
Yeah.
So of course,
Jesus.
and guess
Now
what?
it's like,
She's, of course,
sucks.
but here's the thing though, when
Never been in love, I wouldn't know.
the only reason why they were okay with Raph dating someone else is because it wasn't Petra and it wasn't Jane. They couldn't see that because that just relives everything else. But when you have Raph putting you as priority because you have his kid, you're okay for a little bit. You're gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you still always have that person forever. And essentially that's kind of just what you want. And Jane in this episode says, when it comes to love, you risk a lot, right?
When it comes to love, there's always a risk.
When it comes to love, there's always a risk, but the risk is worth it if it means the happiness of the other person. And so I think that's
She
Or it could
truly
go back
loves
to that
him.
heartbreak.
it could go back to that heartbreak, but that's what right, the risk, because
That
Raph
crying
did
scene.
it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's all a
Is
leap
that
of
worth
faith.
it? Yeah.
But I really feel like that's true love. Like to really love something is to let it go, you know, because it's like,
You think that's what happened there when Jane was like, go for Petra?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what true love looks like.
Of course.
Because love is free. I mean, you know, for me, y'all already know what time it is. God is love.
Yeah.
So if God is love, God gave us free will.
Yes.
And so
Amen.
that's how it should be. Love is freedom. Free to choose, you know, and love you enough even if it's not with me.
That's right.
And that's what true love looks
Yes.
like. Not possession, not
And she get that. And when you have like a calmness in you for just a moment,
Right.
then you have to realize and you have to get over it that he does have a plan for us.
Right.
And again,
And not
for
that
those
it's
of you who are not
easy.
religious, we're
Yeah.
in the perception of Jane.
right.
Somos católicas.
and it's not about like, oh man, it doesn't hurt. Not that it's easy by any means. I think it was easier because she was drunk, but I think
But
at
it
the
is
same
what it
time,
is. Yeah, you
it's one of
accept
those
it.
things where it's like, man, I love you enough to want to see you happy even if it's not with me, and I'll go through the pain and I'll hurt and all of that, but I'm gonna love you through.
72 hours.
Especially because he said it to her. Yeah. Especially because he said it to her. He's like, I love you so much.
Yeah.
And like I said, essentially, you just want that person in your
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
If he's telling you I'm going to be in your life,
Yeah, no
then
matter
you have
what.
to tell him, okay, I'm gonna then
He's like, you'll never
That's
be
not the
that
same,
child.
though. That's not the same.
It's
him
not the
being
same.
in her life forever.
It isn't the same, but I'm saying it's
you can't
it's
force
already your
something.
baby daddy.
You can't force something. Like, I can't make you love me. You
Right.
know? Like, Adele sang the mess out that song.
I
You
love that song.
Yeah.
You know...
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
If you don't.
Right, that's my song. And that's true. Like, you trying to make a puzzle piece fit where it don't belong. Like, you can't force someone to feel what they don't feel. If he's in love with Petra, that is what that is. You're not in love with me, but you love me. And we have this family. We got to keep it going.
Yeah.
We just got to make it work.
I completely forgot. Someone just in the chat said about Rose. Can we talk about that really
No,
fast?
I saw it. I was just waiting for us to finish this.
Okay,
topic.
Okay.
But anyways, let's see what happens. Right now, they're all back in love. Jane is trying to fall back, and she's going to attempt to accept it. I personally think that actually we'll do that in predictions. Okay, so yeah, so there's that going on between the three of them. Very serious emotions going around. But last but not least, Rose got caught.
Yes, finally.
But you know the crazy thing about it is she had been thinking about it the whole time. Like, having her on the timer
She's
with the
smart.
phone.
She knows.
She knows.
Rose knows what time it is, but then that cancer thing is what got Luisa. She's like, wait.
Because Luisa's always been, you know, no offense, Luisa, but she's always been.
She's an airhead.
A sucker. She's a
She's
sucker.
a DT.
She's a sucker for love.
But not even
Yeah.
love. It's just like she's like a kid to me. She
She's a
just
sucker
acts
for love.
on impulse and like
Her wife cheated on her. She excellently intimidated. She fell in love with her stepmom. Her stepmom killed her dad. Her stepmom killed her dad, but she was still in love with her stepmom.
No, she's
Her
just
bro-
like
you know what I'm saying? Like,
she just
Yeah.
doesn't care. She's like a kid. She just impulse what she wants when she wants and just like
I think deep
no
down inside
regard
she's
to
smart,
anything.
but
I
she's
don't
also
see
an
it.
orphan
Yeah.
now, and she's by herself. And Raph is the only family that she has.
Which is, I love this because Luisa needs to stop playing with the devil. Do you know what I mean? Like, she needs to come back to family, the one person that's really gonna love her, even though she's crazy. This Rose lady's just dragging her through the dirt this whole time, you know?
But she falls for Rose every time. It's like true love. Like,
Yeah.
that's her woman.
yeah.
But you know what sucks too? And Renji said it in the chat. I think Raph will officially cut ties with Luisa. And I'm like, that's why when he's like,
Love
when I
does
think
make
of,
you do crazy things, Fintel.
when you think about family, he thinks about Jane. That makes so much sense now. Like, now that Renji just said that, it clicked the light bulb because, you know, he's not really his father's son. His sister has chosen the person that's murdered, you know, his so-called father and kidnapped his son. It's just like, you're not my real sister. So it's like Jane really is the only family he's got. Is what it feels like.
Yeah.
You know?
It
So
makes perfect.
that's
yeah,
real.
absolutely. It is real.
Oh, poor Raph.
So we're going to see what happened, but let's go ahead and jump into predictions.
Predictions.
I
Now,
predict-
Your AfterBuzz TV.
I predict that Petra will they'll both try to make it happen, but then
It's going to fizzle
it's
out.
it's not going to be comfortable because, like we said, the best friend thing, they were around each other for like transition things. Okay, let's do this. They're good business partners. They work well together. Right? Whereas Jane and Raph, all they ever did was let's talk, let's express, let's talk. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you're with somebody, the ultimate comfort is what you're doing when no one else is around, when no one is watching. How are you going to be? And Petra and Raph we have yet to see that. We've not seen them sit down and have a good conversation. We've only seen them work well together and have sex well together.
Yeah, so it's like, where did this "I love you" come from? It almost doesn't make sense.
James, because of the comfort of having that intimacy with someone, because they share the $2, because they're working well together, and you're thinking, I want to provide for my family, and we can do this together. We can build this partnership. When again, that's not the case, and also. Comfort is stronger than love sometimes, and it's just the comfort of having that same person. It's gonna always be Jane and Petra for Raph.
I would not want to
That
be him.
vicious cycle.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
are your predictions?
I'm predicting a beautiful fairy tale wedding.
Well,
No, everything's going wrong.
I predict a big belly woman coming to
but
wreck
it's
it
gonna
all.
be a good.
right.
Ooh, that's
Gina.
Oh, that's right.
that's right.
I
That's
predict a big belly.
I don't know how
BITCH.
Zomara is gonna
Or
react
Darla,
to
what's
that.
her
That's
name?
gonna be crazy.
Darcy in the show.
I'm
yeah.
so mad at that BITCH.
I don't understand how that's going to happen. I'm excited for the finale.
I'm so
I mean, do you
sad.
really think it
I'm
is
sad, too.
Rogelio's sperm and
I don't know.
Or if
That's
it's
what she
just
said
like-
because I know she
Why
wasn't
would she
sleeping with
lie?
somebody.
She pulled a Petra, y'all. She pulled a Petra.
All these people inseminating themselves.
This is my prediction.
She
Darcy
pulled
pulled a Petra.
I still think that Zoe and Ro are still gonna get married.
I do too.
I think it's gonna be crazy, but you know, at the end of the day, and then we were talking about this, like if it is really Rogelio's kid, I think that it might be hard for Zoe at first, but she's gonna accept it and like be
Zoe-
there for Rogelio because he didn't get to experience Jane growing up.
Basically, Rogelio's Jane, Zoe is Michael, and Darcy is Raph. Like they're going through it
No.
all, sort of, kind of, but in a-
Without the
without all the other stuff, but in the weird way that Zoe, the way Michael was willing to be there for Jane.
Oh, I see what you're
And
saying.
raise
I see
the
what you're
baby,
saying.
Zoe's gonna be that, you know, and Darcy is this evil person because Michael looked at Raph as this evil person. Like it's just this weird way of it happening all over again.
All right, babies, weddings, what else?
Chuck is gonna come back some way, somehow.
I'm
We're
with
gonna
Franceli. My head hurts.
We're gonna figure something out with the JP issue, and also let's see if either one, Rose escapes, or two, they find something else out.
Yeah.
Oh, if Rose is the person who killed Scott.
Who knows? Yeah, they're gonna find out a lot. So
I just don't see what I'm not really sure what they can do with the character. Like it would just be like, okay, now we ended it, we caught her, and then that's done. You know, like there has to be
No,
some
there's
sort of
so
twist
much,
coming up. Yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, that's that. Ladies.
Oh, I know what I can call in, ladies.
Yay!
Oh, next week for
I'll
the
call in.
finale.
I'll be in Houston, Texas, baby.
Yay!
Excellent.
H-Town.
Franceli, while you're talking, where can they
Okay.
find you on social
Oh
media?
my goodness, señores, la negra que tiene tumbao, Franceli Chapman. Find me at all things that Sally hang out.
Hang out.
Sally hang
And you
out.
can find me on Twitter and Instagram at XOXOCESCA.
And you can find me everywhere at Nataly Tividian.
And you can find me on Twitter at Stephanie Giorgi, on Instagram at the Stephanie Giorgi. And next week here for the Jane the Virgin finale.
Yeah!
See ya.
Peace out,
I'm
yo.
gonna miss you guys.
I know, I'm gonna miss you guys too.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.